everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra, and I want to talk to you today about my Witch's Wisdom Tarot. So I realized recently that I haven't been using my Witch's Wisdom Tarot at all. I've stopped using it. And I was having some thoughts. So I thought it would be fun and interesting to come here and chat with you all about my thoughts. So I do have the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. First, and interestingly, turns out this is a deluxe limited edition thing. The copy where you can buy the Witch's Wisdom Tarot that comes in this bag in this size with this guidebook is going out of print. If I'm remembering my details correctly, there's a chance I might not be. And it's coming back in a smaller size. So, which is admittedly a bit interesting because this is quite large and quite hard. This is oracle size and it's thick. I edged it in this color to match the backs, which I do love. Here's the thing. So just so you know that is happening, I don't know really all the details. So I first saw this deck on Lisa's channel. Let me zoom in so you can see the cards better. And let me adjust this light. There, that's much better. I first saw this on Lisa's channel. And I think I vaguely remember feeling like this was it. This was my pagan-y deck. Because I wanted a deck, and I want to have a deck that feels like it connects with my spirituality. And this one definitely gives me all the right feelings. And so I saw this and I was like, but maybe I'm not ready, because Lisa was talking about how like this deck, it starts from the idea of like you've reached the end of the journey, the world card, and you're journeying backwards. Like this is the first card and it's all in reverse order. And so I wasn't sure. And so I waited. And then I did my say yes to the deck with Lisa and Peggy. And this was one of the decks on the list. And Lisa told me that in the guidebook there was magic and there was stuff that would make really great journaling prompts. She was correct. And then I got super intrigued. So I did the say yes. I ordered the Starseeker Tarot. And then like a day later, I ordered this and got it off of Amazon. So I got it within like 2 days. And I love it. Or I'm unsure how I feel about it now. I love it in theory. I loved it then. And this so reminds me of Aslan. So I got it and I started using it for Wheel of the Year readings. So the Pagan Wheel of the Year readings. So I would do a reading at Beltane, at Yule, all of these things. And that's what I did for a while. And then, so let's see. There are some different things I've paired it with. I'm trying to remember the order of events here. So, at some point, after I'd been using this for a while, the Seasons of the Witch oracles started coming out. And I thought that these oracle would be absolutely perfect to pair with the Witch's Wisdom. Like, even their titles go together. Like, Seasons of the Witch, Witch's Wisdom. Here's the Beltane one. I do have the Yule one, but let's see. Let me zoom out. I want to get them. Oh, that's too low. Silly me. There we go. Here's the Yule one. And I love this art together. It's fabulous. It works really, really well. And so I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. This is my deck I use for the Wheel of the Year readings. And then I can use my Seasons of the Witch oracles with each one. I can grab whichever season it is, whichever oracle it is, and I can grab my Witch's Wisdom and do my readings. And I did that. I did that for a bit with the one I had. I tried it with Samhain. It was pretty good. It was a little weird. I think I did Yule last year too. Wait, sorry. So I didn't do Samhain because I didn't have the Samhain oracle until after Samhain last year. I did with Yule, and I did it with the Beltane one. Now, with the Beltane one, it is perfection. This is so dark compared to this. And same with the Yule one. They're so much darker than this feels. This feels very spring summery to me. So these ones I don't feel go as well. So I've done that pairing, and I love that. And that was my intention for buying all the Seasons of the Witch decks. Now, I still intend to buy all the Seasons of the Witch decks. I've also, since doing that, though, I've also used the Season of the Witch decks separately. So this year at Samhain, I had no interest in using my Witch's Wisdom. No interest whatsoever. I don't know why, but it just was not a thing I was interested in doing. And so I didn't. I did use the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. I pulled a couple Oracle cards. Because here's the thing. I have a very hot-cold relationship with the Wheel of the Year right now. This Beltane one is my absolute favorite so far. I love the Wheel of the Year. I love working with the passage of time. Working with cycles is extremely important to me. But I'm kind of trying to find my own way with the Wheel of the Year now. You might have seen, if you watch any of my planner videos, let me just put this out of the way for a second. You might have seen when I first showed this, and I'll link the video up above. I created this whole thing where I'm trying to work with the Wheel of the Year, but I'm working with it, and I'm working with it heavily through astrology. I still haven't found the place in my life where the Wheel of the Year kind of fits. Because I did this first, and then I did this. And this has kind of taken over a lot. I'm working very deeply with my astrology. That's what I do. And now granted, the Wheel of the Year ties to astrology. Like Beltane happens when like astrologically speaking, there's like the sun is at 15 degrees Taurus is when Beltane happens. So like there's an astrological lineup. But it comes down to, I don't know what place the Wheel of the Year has in my life right now. I kind of am wanting to build my own Wheel of the Year where I do things based on me. And that has kind of erased, that has erased a lot of my want to use this deck. Now there was, while we're here talking, there was one other deck I have worked with this. Let me fix the light. There, that's so much better. Appreciate your patience as I fuck with the light. In the beginning of the year, I was doing Don Michelle's channel membership. I was a weaver, and I was trying to do the monthly medicines. And I used these two together. I love these two together. These two read beautifully together. I think, here's what I'm thinking so far for sure. And, oh, sorry, this is the Seed and Sickle Oracle. Here's what I'm thinking so far for sure of my Witch's Wisdom. Even though I absolutely adore it with my Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks, like the artwork goes together so very well. This deck, it's like there's not a lot of like wintry stuff. This is like, it doesn't really go. This is like summer, fall, maybe a little bit of spring. But I don't like how it doesn't feel right with my darker decks. And I feel like maybe there's something brewing. Maybe there's something on the horizon with my my Wheel of the Year, like the Seasons of the Witch Oracle. I love those so much. I'd love to find a way to use them. We'll see what happens in the new year with those. I love those though. This, however, I don't think I'm going to use it for Wheel of the Year anymore. And part of that, I think, is because, like, after pairing these two together and these two worked so well, other things, it was like, meh. Now I don't, wow, that's cool that they have the same shape. Now I don't, this deck I still read with the guidebook and I read for myself. So this is one of my absolute favorite cards. So I'm not so sure about what I would use the Witch's Wisdom for. Another thing that's been going on is this year I've just been really learning a lot about my tarot practice and what it means to me. And that was one of the things I really discovered doing the monthly medicine, is that I just kind of accepted for myself that my tarot practice is extremely important to me. Look at this bag. Is this not stunning? So, oh dear, blurry. Sorry about that. I hope it wasn't blurry the whole time. So, I've realized this year how important tarot is for me. And I've also learned a lot about how I tend to like to read. I like to build consistent practices with the same decks that I can come back to, like with my Star Seeker for my year ahead spread reading. I know every single month I'm going to use my Star Seeker Tarot for at least that, and I'm going to use it with clients. And it's tried and true, and it's been over a year, and I love it. And It's comfortable. It pushes me to grow. I can add things to personalize it a bit more. And then there's other tarot practices that I'm working on, which I am going to do a video and talk about. And like, okay, this gets me. The Wheel of Life literally shows the Wheel of the Year here. I love this deck. I think there's one other thing that has made this even... It's like I've lost my connection with this deck, even though I love it. And I think there's one other factor going on here. And that's this guy. This is a pouch that my friend painted. It's got an eye on the front and an ear on the back. And the ear's kind of creepy. But I love the idea of putting a tarot deck in this pouch where it's about seeing and hearing the messages. Like, I love it. And in here, I have my fairly newly acquired Wildwood Tarot. So, if you've been here for a while, you might recall that I did a this or that with these, I believe. I believe I did. Let me double check. Yes, I did a video asking myself called, Do I Need the Wildwood Tarot? Decluttering My Tarot Wish List. I'm just going to flip a few of these before I flip. And in that, I compared these two. Because these two feel very similar in what they kind of depict. They depict a very pagan world. They depict a very, at least my idea of pagan, they depict a very earthy world. Here's where I'm running into a problem. One, I swear, now that I sit and think about it, now my Wildwood is bowed, but now that I sit and think about it, I swear there was a moment where I was looking at this and I thought, since I can't get the Wildwood Tarot, I can get this. This I can do, even though I'm not ready. And I think what happened was, oh God, this card. For years, I mean literal years, ever since I got into tarot, and I would go to, ever since I started going to stores and looking at tarot, I would go into a store, I would see the Wildwood Tarot in its box. I would see, what figure is it? Have I passed it? Let me just find it. This one. I would see this image specifically because this is on the box of the Wildwood Tarot. I would see this image and something in my soul and heart would cry out. I would see that image. I would be drawn to it. I would pick up the box. I would start doing research. I would look at other pictures. I would look through the deck and a part of me would go, no. And I could never get it out of my head. I could never get the Wildwood Tarot fully out of my head. I would take it off my wish list and then put it right back on. And then I'd take it off and then I'd put it right back on. And I think what happened there is, oh God, this card too, is that this deck speaks directly to my pagan soul. It's dark, it's enticing, it's inviting, it's warm. This hits all of the right notes for me. It's dark the way I want life to be dark. It's inviting the way I want life to be inviting. And then, but I had a lot of accepting to do. Like I didn't do like technical shadow work. Like I don't know. When people say they've done a lot of shadow work, what the hell do they even mean? Do you know? Because I don't. So let me know in the comments down below. But it was like the feeling I got when I first saw a tarot deck that I liked. Or when I first saw the This Might Hurt tarot. I saw it and something in me yearned for it. And then all of my programming's like, nope, we don't do that. That's bad. That's gross. No, it's too much. And so I did. I think I saw the Witch's Wisdom as like, this is the right kind of pagan. You can do this. This is too much, but you can do that. I love the fact that both of them are restructured. The thing is, these decks actually have quite a lot in common. First of all, they're both super earthy. They're both super pagany. Look at that. Oh, God, I love this card. Second of all, they are both have direct things that link them to the Wheel of the Year. First of all, this one has it right in the card, the guidebook on this. I don't have the specific other Wildwood book. I should look at getting that. Like I don't have A Year in the Wildwood. I don't have that. Which is not actually by the creator of this deck. I should get that. I'm actually going to. I got a bit of money for Christmas. So I'm going to actually just do that right the fuck now. Okay, quick interlude while I bought something over. This is the perks when you actually get some money for Christmas. You get to actually buy something, which is really nice. So I don't have the Year in the Wildwood yet. It's supposed to come now, and now it's estimated to be here on Saturday, which is perfect timing. So and that book is about like doing a years-long Wheel of the Year journey with this deck. Because in the guidebook of the Wildwood Tarot, it talks about how the majors are connected to certain parts of the Wheel of the Year. So they're both connected to the Wheel of the Year. They're also both restructured. They're all the things are renamed. These it's renamed by elements. These it's renamed by like similar things. Vessels, bows, arrows, and I think stones. I love this fucker. She's so creepy. I love that bunny. Yeah, it is stones. And the majors are renamed and reworked in the order. This one, the majors are renamed and reworked. This one, the majors are renamed. They have a lot in common, like a lot. And a part of me knew that in my head, they kind of occupy the same space. So now that I have both, can I keep both? I'm not getting rid of my Wildwood Tarot. It's just the images they come to life for me. And I also am not going to trim it. I kind of like that it has the white borders. So I guess the question I'm left asking myself is, have I outgrown the witch's wisdom? Was the witch's wisdom for a time? And like, was it for a reason, a season, and not a lifetime? That's the part where I'm not sure. And I'm hesitant to give it up. The artwork is so beautiful. It is very, very pagan-y. The guidebook is great. I really like the guidebook. But so far, if I want this energy, there's a lot of sirens going by. Oh, I do love this one card. So far, if I want this energy, I go for the Wildwood Tarot. And I remember there was also a video Dawn Michelle did where she talked about doing the Wildwood Tarot with the Wheel of the Year. And I was like, no, I've got my Witch's Wisdom for that. And here's the problem with that. One, I don't like the Witch's Wisdom with the darker Wheel of the Year decks. It doesn't... This deck is stunning and beautiful, and it very much reminds me of the world I currently live in. However, it doesn't have that dark edge feeling to me that the Wildwood Tarot does. The Wildwood Tarot is like, this is like regular forest, which is beautiful and so important and so amazing. And the Wildwood is deep in the woods. It's the deep, dark forest that I so want to go to, but don't know how to get to. Oh, I love this Witch of Fire, though. I really do. And so, I'm not sure. It's like, now that I've gone into the deep dark of the forest, am I going to come back to the edge? I'm not sure. I'm truly not. A lot of this year has been accepting who I am. And there's a lot more deeper and darker, and I don't mean darker in a bad way. Deeper and darker and richer kind of stuff that I haven't allowed for myself. So I don't like this when it's paired with the darker decks. Also, I want to use my Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks more. So far, the way I was using them, I would just use them like once. I'd use them once for my reading on the day, and I want to use those more. I really love those, and I want to use those more. This, I don't know. Currently, I'm not sure if this will continue to have a place in my collection. It is safe to say, though, that at the very least, this has been unseated from the way I was using it, the way I thought I would always use it, by the Seasons of the Witch oracles themselves and by the Wildwood Tarot. Whether or not this will find a new place in my collection kind of remains to be seen. I am excited to have reminded myself how much I love it with my Seed and Sickle oracle, because I do love those two together. So, but those are my thoughts, and I thought it would be fun to just come on here and share them with you. But I'm going to let you go here so that way I can get to some other things I have to do today and whatnot. Stay tuned because I am going to be doing a deck collection update. I think I'm going to do it in January. I like to do it at the start of the year. So I'm going to do that in January. So that way I can include all the decks I get over Christmas. And not that it's a ton, but there's a few. And yes, stay tuned for that. And I also am planning to do a video about how my year with tarot has been and talk about tarot goals and other stuff like that. So stay tuned, and I will talk to you all very, very soon. Lots of love. Bye.